Hi, hello, Ateneo fans. Welcome back to the 12th episode of Blue Eagle 40. My name is Rick Olivares. And as we wind up our first semester covering Ateneo sports, we're bringing back uh, one of these Blue Eagles who's had one of our more popular episodes, none other than Juami Tiongson. Juami, welcome back.
Hello, sir. Thank you for having me. It's good to be back.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. It's our way of saying thank you also to you.
Thank you.
Juami, it's your last year. Are you graduating on time?
Yes, sir. This March, actually, I have 4 more subjects left.
Wow, all right.
Yeah.
Kayang-kaya. Very
Yeah,
manageable.
kaya. I'm gonna get that Ateneo diploma.
All right. Um, I'd have to ask you, before we do this retrospective. What are your plans after grad?
Sir, maybe I might go play for the ABL.
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 That's the ASEAN Basketball
Yes,
League.
yes, sir. Not
Wow.
sure what team yet, but then we're talking to Juami Tiongson already, Frank and I. Hopefully, sir, it pushes through.
That's very interesting. I have to ask you, did you ask any advice from Jai Reyes, who also is an
Yeah,
ABL
yeah.
veteran?
Yeah, he's actually pushing me towards that league kasi it's,
Okay.
I mean, for exposure and to help build my skill and confidence.
Okay, that begs the question, why not the PBAD League? Why the ASEAN Basketball
Sir,
League?
well, I wasn't able to submit papers for to enter the draft in the D League because it was
Okay.
during UAP eh.
Okay.
So, well, my main priority was the UAP, of course, so I didn't really want to think of anything else
That's
first
right.
before
Ano sabi ni Jai? That playing for another country or another
yeah.
team in another country means that you'll have to stay there and live there for 4 months, thereabouts, no? Ano sabi ni Jai?
Well,
How do you prepare yourself for that?
According to him, it's hard though. Hard to be, syempre, away from your family,
Uh,
uh, like different culture from the
Yeah.
Philippines.
Mhm.
But then, after months and months of staying there, he eventually got used to it.
you talk about playing for the dad of Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, I would love to. I'd love to. I love Kobe Bryant, so I mean, it would be an honor to play for him.
All right. So there you heard it from Mami Chongson that he's looking to play in the ABL. Get a sit there with also Frank Golia. But okay, the season is done for the Ateneo basketball team, but there's also the Champions League. Are we participating? And if we are, will you still be there?
If we are participating, of course, I would still love to wear the white and blue jersey for the last time.
Last
Yeah,
time.
for the last time. Of course, I mean, it was an honor playing for the Ateneo. I owe a lot to Ateneo, and I would love to play again for the last time.
Okay, you said playing for the Ateneo. Like, here's the retrospective part. As I understand, you came from Colegio de San Agustin
Yes, sir.
during your grade school years. You were asked to join the Ateneo high school team?
Yeah, I was actually recruited by Coach Ron Camera along
Oh,
with
okay. Si Coach Ron's a women's team, no?
yeah, with
Okay.
along with the juniors team rin po, sir.
Oh, also with the juniors
Yeah,
team.
and
That's
with
right.
Tito Jojo Gamboa po.
Okay. What did they tell you back then? Do you remember the day they approached you? What did they tell you?
They actually approached my mom. So
Okay.
and then they asked me if I could tour around the campus, and it was like love at first sight. I mean, campus really nice people. The people were very hospitable. So it's an obvious choice already for me to go to the Ateneo.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Wami, no? But I think some of your relatives, the Chongsons, went to Ateneo or no?
No, sir. Actually, both my parents
Uh-huh.
are from LaSalle.
LaSalle?
Yeah, which is
Okay.
ironic.
Uh-huh.
But then my mom said parang she wants me to go to Ateneo because the campus, education.
Okay.
So that's where I went.
But didn't LaSalle, as I understand, LaSalle came calling also, trying to bring you over to
LaSalle Green Hills.
Green
po.
Hills,
Yeah.
di ba? What happened there?
Well, I actually don't know. I never got to talk to anyone from LaSalle Green Hills. It was all Ateneo, basically. Coach Ron asked me to practice with them already in the Passerelle. And from there, I became close to Ivan Enriquez, JV Domrique, and Kevin Gamboa.
Okay, that's very interesting. So, no objections from your folks? None whatsoever?
No, they were the ones pushing me actually.
Wow,
to
that's
go to Ateneo.
very interesting. Okay, so let's go back to your high school career with sila JV, Ivan, and all
Yeah.
these guys. you had Coach Jamike back
Yeah,
then.
Coach
Let's
Mike,
talk
yeah.
about those years.
So,
Coach Jamike would push, push,
yeah,
push, and that's an understatement.
Coach Mike was like my second father. He taught me everything. I
Okay.
mean, if it weren't for him, I wouldn't even be here. So I owe it a lot to him.
Mhm.
He taught me how to play basketball, taught me how to play defense, everything, everything. He taught me the true essence of basketball.
Okay, but that was some team that you had back then.
Yeah, with JV,
Yeah,
Ivan,
yeah.
Kevin.
Parang minsan hindi na yata bumababa yung bola, di ba?
Yeah, because
Parang
of pressure
grabe yung
eh.
passing, di ba? That's where you earned the nickname Magic. Sino nagbansag sa'yo ng nickname na Magic?
Coach Mike actually.
Coach
The
Jamike,
reason
sige.
naman talaga they called me Magic is not because I play like Magic. I hope I did, but then it's just because my surname sounds like Johnson, Tiongson Johnson.
Oo.
So that's where they siguro got my nickname.
Alright. Okay. Nung third year mo sa high school, you got to play with a young phenom by
Yeah,
the name of
Kiefer
Kiefer
Ravena.
Ravena. That was a tough year. We
Yeah.
were favorites to win it, but medyo nadali tayo
Mm.
ng De La Salle Zobel sa finals. How much of that loss really spurred you? Did it make you think? Because nag-champion tayo before that,
Mhm.
di ba?
Yes,
How
sir.
much did it force your team, especially yourself, to change the way you look the following year?
Mm, well, that loss basically made us realize that we're not untouchable. The team wasn't, so it motivated us to become better, not just as players but as a group. So we came together and really focused on the next season.
Uh-huh. And speaking of the next season, that was where FU had Mike Tolomia and Russell Escoto,
Yes, sir.
another very, very good team. Take us back through your final year in high school.
Mm,
What was it like playing that tough team, which is actually now
yeah.
sort of like one of the cogs of the FU seniors team?
Actually, we were expecting to play against La Salle Zobel
Oh,
with Nico Elorde,
that's
Dwayne
right. Yeah.
Capascio.
Uh-huh.
But then they were beaten by FEU in the twice to beat matchup. So I really wanted to get back at LaSalle, but then it's FEU. FEU was a tough team. They beat us in the first round. They always gave us a hard time, especially with Mike Talomia. Uh, that finals, we were just really motivated. We didn't want to feel what we felt the
Nung third
last
year.
year, yeah,
Yeah.
in my third year. So
Right.
we were really motivated. I was motivated to win the championship.
And you did, right?
Yes.
That was a sweep, right, in the
Yes,
finals?
sir.
It was a sweep. So that was you, Frank Golia.
No, no, no.
Wala na ba si Frank doon?
Just
Ivan.
Ivan,
Ivan,
JV, and
JV.
Kevin.
Kevin, yeah. That's right, that's right. Okay. Um, moving up to the college ranks, were you worried that, wow, medyo puno, loaded
Yeah.
to lineup na to?
Yeah, I actually was worried kasi Jairus was there, Eman
Uh-huh.
Monfort, so I was thinking maybe, parang I was belittling myself, was thinking na baka hindi ako makuha sa team na to,
Uh-huh.
thinking I should just transfer,
Mhm.
for better future, like that. But then Coach Norman said, just to be patient, learn from Jai Reyes, learn from Eman Monfort, and that's what I did.
No regrets.
No regrets at all, of course, no regrets.
At the time, not from a starter during your high school years, and then was it tough coming off the bench?
Yeah, of
I could
course.
see the frustration in your
Yeah,
face
of
at the
course,
time,
of course, I was
knowing you
frustrated.
wanted to contribute.
Yeah, I wanted it so bad. I had no confidence. Parang, I was thinking a lot.
Mhm.
But then, buti na lang, sinaba ko ng Austria, Tonino Gonzaga, were there for me, always cheering me up, always telling me, just be patient, your time will come. Advice from Jai, Eman, parang that's what gave me hope.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Wami. No? Having followed the Blue Eagles for quite some time, I followed you guys to Rojas City for the Uni Games
Yes, sir.
after the four-peat. And you were incredibly focused that tournament. In fact, you led the Blue Eagles in scoring in the Uni Games. And no Kiefer Avena, no one else. It was just you running the show. Was that where talagang tumaas ang kumpiyansa mo?
Sure, that was actually after the FE championship game.
Yes.
The game to where I parang had a good game.
Mhm.
It's where I got my confidence, and
Right.
then from there parang mas tumaas yung confidence ko, and then uni games parang I wanted to take the opportunity kasi wala naman sila Kiefer, wala sila Greg, wala sila Nico, so parang I grabbed that opportunity and made the most out of it.
So you agree with my assessment that tournament was like, wow,
Yeah.
parang something where you guys
Yes,
came
sir.
out talaga.
Yes, sir. Parang I just needed siguro exposure.
But that wasn't an easy tournament. Although medyo tinatambakan nating ibang
Yes,
teams.
sir.
Nung knockout stages na, pahirap ng
Yes,
pahirap.
sir.
Lalo na, home crowd,
Apo.
kalaban din. Pero nag-cheer din sila sa atin nun, di ba?
Apo. Kahit saan naman eh.
Okay, so naman. Okay, Wami, I have to ask you. Moving on to the 5-beat, no? Was there pressure? All of a sudden, you're now the starting point
Yeah.
guard. Was there pressure on
And
yourself?
of course, a lot of pressure. I mean, no one can replace an Eman Monfort or a Jai Reyes. And then there's this young guy who's immature, unexperienced, starting with Greg Slaughter, Nico Salva, Ryan Buenofe, and Kiefer. I mean, of course, there was a lot of pressure going in. Pero Coach Norman trusted me. He had patience in me. And then I wouldn't have done it without the coaching staff. They really helped me become who I am now.
Pinag-uusapan niyo ba yung mga lob passes na yan for those alley-oop slams? Pinag-uusapan niyo ba yan?
Actually, funny thing is, we never get to do that in practice. Pag practice, parating sablay. Either malakas yung pasa, mababa.
Oh,
But then
okay.
sa game, parang, ewan ko, nasasakto eh.
Ano feeling? Being able to throw that to Greg, you know? What's the feeling like?
Parang dali ng basketball with Greg Slaughter. Parang you can just pass and then stand there, and then if you get double team, you're open all of a sudden.
So during the 5-beat, you continued to show those nerves of steel. Tuloy, very steady yung laro. In fact, you became such an integral part with your 3-point shooting, which is something that you had a lot in your high school years.
Yes.
Tumitira ka sa labas. Looking at that 5-beat team, how special was that team? Pero nararamdaman na natin, kumakatok na sa pintuan yung mga UST.
Yes, sir.
Ayan na. But how special was that 5-beat team for you?
Even though we had that 4 elite players, we were still mentally focused. Maybe siguro we relax at times when we get those big leads, but then once we turn it on, parang it's there na eh. And then we came as a group talaga, as in no individuality in that team. Even though we had those 4 skilled individual players, PBA caliber players, they were there as a group. Parang they never thought about themselves.
This question has probably been asked of you through the years. How difficult is it maintaining that focus year after year, winning championship after championship, hindi lang sa UAP,
Yeah.
pati pre- and post-season? How did you get there? Does that say something about Norman Black and the coaching staff?
The funny thing is, sir, parang people say, how hungry are we after winning 5 state championships? Of course, we're hungry. I mean, always, every time we come in the new season, UAP, parang of course, our main goal is to win the championship. We
Yes.
already forgot about the 5-peat.
Right.
We don't even consider ourselves as 5-peat champions. We go in there to win every game as much as possible and win the championship.
And speaking of that, itong past summer sa Phil Euler, even the Father Martin's Cup, you were playing fantastic basketball, even with other guys injured. But what in your opinion helped, change that? Was it the sudden injury to Kiefer and all that?
Sir, siguro yeah. Parang, of course, I didn't want Kiefer to be injured.
Of
Not
course,
at all.
yes.
But then, siguro it helped me. I guess parang na-pressure ako eh. Parang they told me na I have to make plays not just for myself but for my teammates. So that's where I got my confidence. Got help from Newsom, Ryan. Parang the 3 of us really stepped up. Kasi of course wala yung leading scorer, wala yung leader namin. We all wanted to win it. I mean, that was our goal, to win first, and then once we win, from there kaya na namin eh.
Sa tingin mo ba na-setback yung rhythm na na-develop ng summer with Von missing crucial games
Yeah.
and training camps, Keith suddenly out for the first week and then not being 100% all throughout. Boy, not being there, not being in the pink of health. He admitted in our last episode of Blue Eagle 40 that mentally iniisip pa rin niya eh. Talaga.
Yeah.
That was a huge factor,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, like for example, Von, it was supposed to be this year, but then because of a freak accident, freak injury, nawala siguro yung touch niya. Na yung team parang nawala sa rhythm eh. Kasi once a crucial player gets injured, nawawala yung rotation ni coach.
That's true.
So you can't blame coach for that
Oh,
kasi
definitely. Yeah, yeah.
you can't blame him for that kasi parang it's not his fault naman the player got injured eh.
Mhm.
So nawala yung parang yung plan niya for the season, for
Mhm.
the game. So it was hard
But
because
even
of the
like
injuries.
even other players like Gwyn Capascio was mostly out during the summer, and
Mhm.
that probably affected his preparation
Yeah.
for the league. So talagang we were not dealt a very good hand.
Yeah.
Okay,
Malas.
but having said that, lumaban pa rin tayo. We had a 5-game winning streak.
Yes, sir.
You know, at that point, alam natin hindi tayo fully 100%.
Yeah.
But what were you in the midst of that win streak? Like ito na, hottest team in the league. Ano pinag-uusapan niyo
Sir,
as team?
well, we were desperate eh. Kasi we wanted to make it to the Final Four so bad.
Mhm.
Kasi once we make it to the Final Four, it'll be a different story.
Right.
So, after winning 5 straight, then we play against LaSalle. Once we beat LaSalle, then parang from there, parang yun na talaga yung momentum namin.
Mhm.
But then, unfortunately, we lost.
Mhm.
Sayang. If we beat LaSalle, then we should have been there in the finals
That's
right now.
right. But okay, against our final two matches, NU and UST,
Yeah.
no, they were tough heartbreakers.
Mhm.
Towards the end, against UST, parang mukhang mag-pull away na sila for the win. And then we mounted one
Yeah.
last rally. Your thoughts on those final minutes? Can you share any stories from the bench?
Well, no one wanted to lose. Ako personally, I played a bad game that game. But then my teammates, I was really so proud of my teammates for never giving up. As in, yung laban, even though a few seconds left na lang, up sila by 6, they were still pushing everyone. Even Nico Elorde with Jeric Teng, diba, na parang nag-confront pa sila.
Mm.
Pero yun yung ano eh, that's what makes us an Atenean eh, to never give up even though things never go our way.
That's right. Okay, now looking back at all these years wearing the blue and white, to your mind, what would be the best moment for you? Most memorable years from now, like that's a happy moment for Juami Tiongson.
Siguro the 5-peat, sir.
5 feet.
Where I was able to steal the ball from
Jeric for
Clark
yung pasa ni Clark
yeah,
Bautista.
Clark Bautista, and then you won it.
I want to ask about that one. Did you see that coming? That pass from Clark?
Sir, actually, si Kiefer po yung, natapik niya yung ball. So,
Ah.
parang yung momentum ng ball nag-slow down and then I was able to get it. I knew he was passing it to Jeric Fortuna kasi siya yung mainit at that time.
Oh,
So, I was expecting the ball to go to Fortuna already and I denied him. So, lucky break na lang for us. Siguro.
how sweet was that? The ball in your hands, the seconds
yeah, few
wasting
seconds left.
away, everyone celebrating.
I can't even describe it. I mean, until now, I'm still lost for words. Just if I get the chance to do that again, I would love to.
Right, right. Let's talk about naman the future for the Blue Eagles.
Yeah.
You're leaving. Nico Elorde will be running that point
Yeah.
next year. What does Nico Elorde bring to this team? Dati magkalaba kayo
Yeah.
ng high school eh.
Sir,
Kayo ba nagbabandayan?
Apo. Sir, parang walang mawawala. Parang nandun pa rin ako with Nico Elord. Even better pa actually kasi he brings a lot of toughness, a lot of heart, defense. He can shoot the ball, drive the ball. He can do a lot of things actually. He's very underrated. So Ateneo will be in good hands with him.
I think that in this his second year on the team, mas lumabas yung shooting niya.
Yes,
Like
sir.
yung first year, may transition pa nakikita. Pero ngayon, lethal yung mga shots
Yes,
niya.
sir. He worked on it talaga. As in,
Yeah.
he worked on it before and after practice, so he deserves it.
May kinikwento si Coach Jean Afable yung first year na, which is the 5-peat team. Parang ginagawa ng opposing teams, binabangga siya, forcing him to the sideline para mag-turnover. So gumawa sila Coach Sandy, Coach Jean ng special drill where he would bring that ball up on the side and babanggayin siya. Sige lang, para masanay. Is that a testament to his work ethic and his values sa team?
I mean, yeah. If you watch him in practice, parang you'll be amazed how he's always in shape. Parang he plays with a lot of heart talaga. I mean, he deserves to be the starting point guard of the Ateneo, and I'm sure he'll do his best.
Okay, what about the guys who'll be left? No? Let's start with Chris Newsome. How big an addition was Chris Newsome? Did you expect to be this great?
I mean, I knew he was great already, but not this great. So I mean, he helped a lot. He helped us this year in every aspect, the defensive side, offensive side. He does a lot of things na not all of us can do eh. That an example would be against UST, where first half he was in
He's in
foul
foul
trouble,
trouble,
right?
yeah.
And then the second half, that's why we were able to rally is because of him. He played
Uh-huh.
defense. He played every an all around game. So I'm excited to watch him next year.
Tell all the viewers of Blue Eagle 40, ganyan ba talaga si Chris? Parang hindi nagbabago yung expression.
Hindi.
Whether lamang o tambak,
Yeah,
ganun
yeah.
pa rin eh.
Ganun
Kahit
pa rin.
pinagsasabihan mo
Composed
ni
eh.
Ryan, ganun pa rin yung mukha niya.
Very very composed, mature na yung game niya. That's why he has yung upside niya talaga laki.
Okay. Okay. The one thing everyone wants to know, Kiefer Ravena.
Yeah.
Babawi ito, ano?
Oh, for sure naman eh.
You played with Keith for the last few years.
Yeah, I've played with him for the longest time already and I'm sure babawi yun. Siguro hindi naman siya I mean, he's human.
Yes.
He can have bad games and I don't understand why people have to criticize him
Exactly.
after having a bad game. I mean, he's just like everyone else. Everyone has their bad days. But then Kiefer, of course, the Phenom. Siguro next year, I'm sure I promise you guys MVP next year. I mean,
Wow.
coming from me, MVP.
Wow. Well, we all know what the guy is capable of.
Yeah.
Nakita naman natin, medyo bad year lang talaga.
Yeah.
Hindi lang naman para sa kanya, para din sa team. Okay, about the other guys on the team, who do you think will step up next year for that team?
Von Pesumal. Supposedly, dapat this year na eh.
Oh.
But then, cause of his injury nga. But then, Von's been working hard. He's gaining weight, lifting.
Not gaining
heavier-
weight, Ryan Buenafe.
No. Gaining weight like muscles.
Nagpapalaki. Okay.
Nagpapalaki.
Sige.
So, yun. Watch out for Von. Watch out for Von this year. Next year.
There was some concern about Von Pesumal not being tall enough
Yeah.
for the college game or being wide or strong enough, no? Why do you think he's been, an integral part of this year, kahit medyo injured, or even next year? Why?
He's sort of like Chris Newsom eh. He does a lot of things also. Maybe he's not as athletic as Chris, but then he does a lot of things. He plays good defense. He's very underrated in that particular side. He can shoot the ball in with good percentage. He can drive the ball. Yun nga lang, wala pa siya masyado siguro exposure, confidence to do all of those, like the things he did back then in high school.
Okay, just one more basketball question before we move to academics.
Yeah.
How fun was it to have, as a teammate this year, Ivan Enriquez, Frank coming back,
Yeah.
those guys you played with in your high school years? How cool was that?
I mean, with Frank, I was actually forcing him to play one more year.
Okay.
And then, he left nga eh. But then, all of a sudden, he came back. And I was really happy kasi siya yung pinaka-close ko talaga sa team. He's my closest friend. And then coming back from the States, nagulat na lang ako, Ivan was here na rin. Parang, I was so happy for Ivan kasi he deserves it.
Oh.
If he patiently waited lang talaga for his time, he would have been a Blue Eagle last year pa siguro.
That's right. Okay, so let's talk about your stint here in school. What would have been, in all your years here in the college, your favorite subject and why?
Journalism. Of course.
Sige.
Teacher pa lang eh. That's why favorite ka na eh. Given na yun.
Oh, niloloko mo.
Sir.
Sige nga, bakit?
Sir, I've learned a lot. I've learned to write, parang use profound words.
Patay tayo dito. Alright. But, okay. Having said that, no, here in school, how tough is it? A lot of people don't realize that student athlete.
Student comes first actually all the time.
Mabigat pa for you, Wami, that playing basketball, there's pressure being
Yeah.
a basketball player, especially for Ateneo. And then you're expected pa to do it. Tapos
Study.
may criticism pa.
Yeah.
How difficult is is
Um,
that, coping with that?
It's difficult, but then of course, you being an Atenean, you have to learn to balance your time. Of course, being a student always comes first. But then there are times that you get to slack off because of practice, games. But then never forget your priority,
Right.
being a student. Kasi once you neglect being a student, then ma-affect rin yung pagiging athlete mo.
Wami, I am sure also that you know that not everyone makes it to the PBA. I'm not saying that you are not going to make it,
Yeah.
but it's a very competitive league, no, in terms of
Yeah.
having people come and go. The average lifespan or career of a player is 5 years, and then
Mhm.
they're out of the league. No? Very few stay for a decade or more. Not every college star makes it to the PBA even, diba? In the event that you don't go to the
Mhm.
PBA, what do you intend to do? What do you plan to do?
Um,
Have you thought about that?
if I don't go to the PBA, maybe of course I'll still play basketball. It's my first love. Maybe play for the ABL for a couple of years and then start working na. Maybe start working for my mom. I don't know.
What does your mom do, if I may ask?
She works in LBC actually.
Okay.
She's vice president of operations, and then
Uh,
I've been ano na talaga telling her to recruit me in case a basketball doesn't work out. So at least, diba, I have a backup plan.
yeah, that's a pretty busy company that's owned by a good friend,
Yeah,
Santi Araneta. Yeah, so that's may Star Cruise Center, di ba?
yeah,
That's right. Okay, okay. So at least meron ka ng idea,
yes
no?
sir, yes
But what
sir.
about getting to business and stuff like that?
Um, I have to earn first siguro. I have to get my own income, start saving, and then siguro from there, if I get to save a lot of money, then I start my own business. But we'll see, sir.
But for now, it's
Yeah,
basketball muna.
everything's up in the air pa po.
I have to ask also, what does your mom think about you living abroad and playing basketball?
She wants me to actually play here first, but then I told her I need exposure before even getting to the PBA. I mean, of course, I need to earn na rin kasi I don't wanna lean on her na.
That's true.
So, well, we'll see po. We'll
Well,
see.
that's a commendable dream and ambition. No? But even for Frank Golia, from what I heard, he was thinking about moving to Canada, or
Oh,
is it
Seattle. Seattle
Seattle,
with
diba?
his family po.
So what does that mean? Will he put that on hold for now and continue
Yeah,
your basketball adventure?
of course, sir. As basketball players coming from Blue Eagles, of course, our main priority is to always play basketball in the future. So, siguro, we'll try it out. And if it doesn't work, then we'll see what happens po.
Masarap pa yung pakiramdam na in the ASEAN region, considered as an import ang Filipino player.
Yeah, siguro, sir. I mean, excited po actually. We'll see po. But then, it's not sure pa naman po na, of course, we have to try out pa po.
Definitely, definitely.
So, we'll see what happens pa po. I mean, I'm not sure pa po eh.
What does Jai tell you about regional basketball? Do they place an emphasis on outside shooting? Is that something you'll be working on?
Actually, sir, I haven't really talked about it with Jai.
Uh-huh.
But based on his skill and then yung mga natutunan niya from there, siguro outside shooting talaga, and then it'll toughen you up, I guess.
Yeah. I guess also if you look at another former college stars UAP, si Froilan Bagyon, di ba?
Yeah.
Grabe siya for
Froilan
Thailand,
Bagyon, yeah.
di ba?
Actually.
Talagang point guard talaga.
Jer Cañada rin po.
Oo. In fact, the import of the Thailand slammer, si Chris Charles, who's a very good friend of mine, naging friend ko while covering FIBA several years ago. Sabi niya, wow, he just makes everyone better. But
Yeah.
I think even the owner of the Malaysia team, yung West Sport Malaysia Dragons, where they have Ariel Vanguardia as a head coach, who's another very good friend. They look for players who can help them become better.
Yeah.
Talagang create for them. Kasi our other ASEAN neighbors aren't as skilled as Filipinos.
Yeah.
So they look for Filipinos to really help them develop. But that's a bit of advice lang.
Yeah, thank
siguro,
you. Thank you, sir.
that you can look into. Okay, so we're coming to the end of our 12th episode of Blue Eagle 40. We have Juami Tiongson for a second time. Juami, I want to say thanks for all your years.
Yes, sir.
It's been fun watching you since high school, and imagine pati high school games nanonood ako. And covering you, writing about your team, and also getting you to be a part of K-Trade
Yes, sir.
also. No? It's been a real pleasure. Your any thoughts that you want to share with the viewers out there?
Just want to say thank you Ateneo for everything. I mean, it's an honor playing in front of you guys, and if I get the chance to play in front of you guys again, I would love to.
So there you have it, my fellow Ateneans, the 12th episode of Blue Eagle 40, and the second time that Juami Tiongson has guested on the show. It's been a pleasure having you on the show, Juami.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for
it's
having
been
me.
it's been fun watching you all these
Thank you.
years. Thank you. All right. Next week will be the 30th episode of Blue Eagle 40, and after that we'll take a break before we head into the second semester sports. Para tayong The Walking Dead, may mid-season break. But in that last episode, we will bring to you some members of our champion women's badminton and men's judo team. So wow, may panalo din tayo kahit paano, kahit yung men's basketball team natin hindi umabot, but we're still proud of those guys. We're proud of them. And that's what we want to do here in Blue Eagle 40, make sure that these guys tell you their stories. So maraming salamat and we'll see you next week. One big fight.